fans, what's going on? It's me, Joe the Panther Jr., and welcome to Dudes at Ringside Podcast. And now, introducing my co-host, the one, the only, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, wrestling world? What's going on, Dudes at Wrestling Podcast? What's going on? How's it going? We have a very special guest with us here tonight. You want to introduce the special guest, Joe?
Yes. Well, short story. I've known this lady for about 16 years. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome. Let's get a little nerd rage out for Foxy.
Hello. That was very ringside reminiscent.
Yes, because I had to say, let's get some nerd rage out, because that was the song that made my happiness start on Fridays. You know that.
Yes, I do. We'd be on now.
Yes, and always, as I showed you before, this tape made me love my indie wrestling even more. Yes, fans, I have to throw up a throwback always to my two favorite indie wrestlers. So welcome to Dudes at Ringside Podcast, Foxy, where we break down wrestling. We talk about the past, the present, and the future.
Nice.
So Joe the Panther Jr., because my grandpa. So, Lance, do you want to start the questions, or do you want me to start it?
Yeah. I got some questions. Do you still watch wrestling or?
I do. Not live, though. I usually DVR it and then watch it the next day because I can't stand commercials. I've gotten spoiled.
Which wrestling do you prefer today?
I really don't have a preference. I mean, predominantly in the house, it's WWE because that's what my kids mainly watch. And they watch AEW with my brother who lives downstairs in the two-family house. I know some of what's going on with AEW, but I often just forget that it's even on. Like, by the time nighttime comes, it's like so hard to even remember what's on television that I'll just throw YouTube on. Mm-hmm. So I try my best to DVR everything, and typically I catch the WWE stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I got my question. If you could wrestle any female or male wrestler from the past or the present, who would you wrestle and why?
Oh boy. Okay. From the present, I would love to have wrestled Zelina Vega, also known as Thea Trinidad, because, I mean, she's a great manager to begin with, but, you know, little known fact, she does wrestle. So I would love to have worked with her because she was trained very similarly to how I was. Past wise, I don't want to go too far back, but if anybody, I would have loved to have also wrestled AJ Lee while she was still on the indie circuit as Miss April. Mm. I missed out on that because just as she was starting, I was leaving, unfortunately. So, those have been great.
Yeah.
I
like your poster in the background for American Horror Story. I was like, yes, I saw the tooth. I was like, yes, American Horror Story.
Yeah, that was my favorite season.
Lance, what's your next question?
My next question is, what was it? You worked with Mikey Westbrook, right?
Yes.
Yes. What was it like working with him?
Working with Mikey was insane, to say the very least. Because I mean, if anyone's ever seen his work in ECW, he was very, out there and very enthusiastic when it came to doing, the hardcore stuff. So hanging out in the locker room with him was always completely different from working with him because it was almost two totally different people. Like working ringside with him was frightening. To see the stuff that he would like purposely put his body through. And to see it backstage was one thing, but to be ringside was just like, this is terrifying. Like it was always so much fun. It was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was terrifying because it's like these guys are my friends. Like I don't want to see this.
Okay, my next question. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food used to be cheese. Any kind of cheese. I love cheese, but I can't eat cheese anymore, unfortunately. So, I don't think I have a favorite anymore now that I had to give up like cheese because I would eat cheese almost practically every day. And there's cheese on everything. I love cheese so much, but
We got John in the chat. Hi, John.
Hello, John. Love that guy.
We're trying to get John on a future show. I spoke to him on Facebook today, so we're trying to get him to come on talk wrestling. He said he was going to make a song, Lance. We're going to get Singing Indies John to make a song.
That's awesome.
He's a good guy. Trust me, Lance. Foxy has, like, I thought my history was cool with John. John and Foxy and Damien go way back. Okay, Lance, your next question?
The next question is... It's like, who do you think is a future champion in AEW? Like, if you from the people you watch. I know you said you don't watch it that much, but
yeah, I don't watch much. The one that sticks out to me the most, I can't remember his name, so I'll describe him and you guys let me know. But the one that like catches my eye quite a bit is he's the one that puts on like the makeup and he's doing the thing with Sting right now.
Darby,
yes.
Darby, right?
Thank you, honey. Darby Allin. Yes, like
I can see you having like a darkness stable or something like that.
You guys could be in a stable or something if you guys want AEW.
That'd be so
you
cool.
can bring back the band. You can bring back the band.
Disturbed Dreams 2.0.
Yes, we could be your running team. We could be like the talk boys of the team. Like we'll do it. You guys ever guys? If you have stickers, we'll be your representatives. We'll be your squad. Okay, my next question is: if you could manage or join any 80s or 90s tag team or stable from WCW or WWF, which stable or tag team would you manage?
Oh my God, this is a no-brainer. Like the Brood. Definitely the Brood.
Did we become we have been best friends for 16 years, so I was thinking that when I was walking today. I'm like, she's going to say this, the Brood.
Oh, absolutely.
She's gonna say the Brood.
The Brood was one of the best and coolest factions. The song is still such a head bopper. The entrance was amazing. Foxy Dreams, Goth Foxy Dreams would have loved to have managed the Brood. Okay. Any other character I've done though, like let's go out of the box for a second here. Any other character though, as far as managing, I did technically manage Gangrel once. You are right. Damien's in the background, like giving me little tidbits.
We didn't want him. We didn't. My dad told me, no, don't let Damien come on because it's all about Foxy. But if Damien wants to come in and say hi, he could pop in and say hi.
Yeah, he's my passenger.
Hi, Damien.
Trying to think. Really trying to think if there's anybody. I'm pretty sure there is, but
I see you and Damien going in the wolf pack. I don't know why.
Oh God.
The what? What the Y family?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I could rock that.
Uncle Damien, Uncle, yeah. You gotta make the member. We got new members of the family. They're from New Jersey. Well, I don't know if you know, I had an opposite character on my Wrestle Talk show. It was Little Bray Wyatt. I had a remember when I had my beard? You saw for a while. I wore my fedora and I had my beard. I wore my flannel and I would fall on the ground going, "Oh, stomach hurts," and I'd fall down and go, "What are you guys talking about, Joe? Little Bray Wyatt." I would rock back and forth, just standing up, rocking, and then kids were like, "What is wrong with you? You talked about the wrong man." Follow the little buzzards, and I'd fall down, and I go, "What happened?" I don't know. It was just like my own, just like WWE. I would just fall down, put the fedora on the floor.
We have some questions from the. We got
let's
some
let
comments.
John answer a question. He has his question just pop up.
Yes, I see. Let's see. I'm trying to read it. Let's see. John. When will become her character, Foxy in pro wrestling back in the day? Who does her character represent from a movie or TV series? Ah, I get it. Yeah. Back in the day, because I used to model a lot of Foxy Dreams, and Foxy after like movie characters and take traits from several different things. When I did Foxy and then later the incarnation of Foxy, one of the things I took the most inspiration from was the character Courtney Shane, played by Rose McGowan in the movie Jawbreaker.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fun facts.
There we go, fans. You learn more and more every day about our fun Foxy.
There's another one down there. How did you get your nickname? I can't see them. My contacts are blurry right now. A. Motters, I believe. How did you get your nickname?
A Motters.
Okay. How did I get my nickname?
It's his birthday today, by the way.
Oh, happy birthday! Very nice. The day before, I think, Pisces season ends. Very cool. Okay. So, Foxy, the original name, Foxy, came from a movie called Foxfire. And I kind of mixed that in a little with Jimi Hendrix's Foxy Lady. Later on, as Foxy Dreams, I changed the spelling of it because for some reason people wouldn't spell Foxy right. So I changed the spelling to 2 X's. And the last name Dreams came from Marilyn Manson's song Sweet Dreams, because at the time that was me and my husband's entrance music as Disturbed Dreams. I later changed it to Foxy after dropping the goth gimmick. And it is a direct rip-off from Rob Zombie's song Foxy. Not gonna lie, everything's very music-based. Anything when it comes to my character or my names or my clothes, you're gonna get like music answers because I'm just so musically passionate. So there we go.
Did you know the time when you finally turned heel? I think I was at the show. I literally had to go in the bathroom and wipe my eyes because I cried. Because as I said, you and Damien are my favorite indie wrestlers that I met. And got a chance to actually meet and bond with. And I put my picture book somewhere. I actually have that picture of you, me and you, and Tara. Is it
Probably,
Tara?
yeah, Tara.
And I meet you and Tara. I never got Tara to sign her side of the picture, but then I have the picture of me and Damien, like. And Damien's like, "Oh my God, the hair!" I'm like, "You gotta remember, I'm a little bald in this situation. We're both bald. We're bald brothers now. We're eggs." You hold a carton of eggs over me and Damien's head, and you're like, "Oh, hey guys, that'd be a funny TikTok. That'd be a funny TikTok video right there. I'm gonna eat some eggs." No,
right?
No. All right, my next question. Lynn, did you ask? We asked the fan question, so you're next, Lynn. Me.
No, you're good. Actually, we have another one right here. Someone right here. Yeah. What inspired you to start wrestling?
Let's see. Well, 2 stories, but I'll make them both short. Miss Elizabeth was what inspired me to want to be a part of wrestling, but I always just wanted to be a manager. And even though I did do wrestling and reffing and ring announcing, like the thing I always simply wanted to do was manage. I obviously did wrestle though, and there wasn't really much of an inspiration to get in the ring, as opposed to the fact of I was taught how to wrestle and people wanted women's matches. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do it. And in just having to constantly do it, it just kind of evolved to the point where I was actually good. And then I stopped. Mm-hmm. But the initial inspiration was always Miss Elizabeth. Like seeing her as a young girl, even though I loved wrestling as a whole, and I was a huge tomboy. It was always, oh, she's pretty and feminine, and I want to be like that. I wasn't like that. I was not like that.
It's yeah.
You talk about women's wrestling, and like this weekend with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa this week. Yeah. You've never seen anything like that on television, and like between the blood and the thumbtacks, you've never seen it. And I'm surprised TNT actually went with it. Said, just go along with it.
I'm surprised the women went with it. That's a little.
The way I saw a picture of Instagram, I was like, Whoa.
I sent it to him. Yeah.
I was like,
And it blew up all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
It did. It really did.
okay. Let me ask my next question. What video game are you currently playing?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I'm still playing WWE 2K19. I gotta make you two in the game. I've made your character. I used to make your character every year back in the day. I sent you that old picture I had from SmackDown something.
Yeah.
You were my manager. I had to make you two. I made you two, I swear. But you know what it was? Your character back in the day was a heel in the game. So I made you a heel. And I put you two together. And every time you'd be like, and he's like, oh, and he would take off. Like the heel face tag team.
Yeah.
It would, every time you come in the ring and he would be like, yay. And you just low blow and then walk away. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, how is this happening? This is reality. I'm like, fine, maybe she won't turn on me. And I'm like, do I not tell Damien? He's like the kid that accidentally forgets the DVD's in his hand as he's walking out of Walmart. Like, this is not he's married. She's married, Joe. This is gonna get you in trouble, but it's a video game. It won't happen. As long as it happens, my friend says, as long as it doesn't happen in real life. That's my goal. So yeah, Lance. Next question.
Next question. Yeah, do you want to talk about your show, Nerd Herders?
Sure. Because I'm down for whatever.
You want to talk about it? Yeah. No, talk about it.
Yeah, because one of your viewers right now, John, we actually met through our show, Nerd Herders. Well after wrestling, a friend of ours had gotten a Blog Talk Radio account, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to do a nerd show?" We're like, what? Like, my husband and I, we've never done like internet radio or interviews like via internet like that in forever. So we're like, yeah, sure. We'll give it a go. No one's going to listen. No big deal. So we started Nerd Herders on Blog Talk Radio, and it blew up, and it was insane because we started only with like 30-minute show, and then we had to increase it to an hour, and then we increased it to 2 hours after that, and like built this little community of friends and then strangers that ended up becoming friends, all just to like just shoot the shit about things going on in like comic books and comic book movies and nerd culture. And this was before like the big boom of the comic book movies and the Comic Cons and, geek becoming popular type of thing. So like we built this small little community, and it was amazing. We did stop for a while because it became too much, but then we returned again, and we started doing it via Facebook live stream. Again, the unfortunate part is it's a weekly show, so it was like taking a huge toll on us. We have 3 kids and everything, so we took a hiatus from it. And then just last year, Damien and myself hooked up with our great friend Dan and his friend Craig and rebooted Nerd Herders via Twitch. And now it's a monthly show, same shtick that we always used to do. And, parts of the little community are starting to come back to it, because right now, like, the nerd culture is just, there's people in the nerd culture that have become just toxic, and they're making it not fun. So we're trying to, rebuild that small community again of, this is for fun, we're having a good time, screw what you read, just be you. And it's been going so well, and I love everyone that we've met. Like, we've met so many people, so we met John, who's watching now. We didn't know who John was from the hole in the wall at first, and then he started listening, and like he became one of our top listeners, but we became friends with him too. Like, that's when the power of social media and all this was just like, wow, these things really do have advantages and good things about them, Yeah. And that's Nerd Herders.
If you guys ever come back when you do your show again on Twitch, maybe if you can, maybe me, and you and Damien and me and Lance can come. Me and Metal Geek can come on the show. We could talk.
Yeah,
on
we're all
nerd.
geeks here.
Metal Geek. You know that I'm Mr. Ghostbuster. So
So is our friend Dan. You guys would get along great.
tell him about Ghost Head Talk. I have a new co-host, Laura, my female host. We had technical difficulties today. We couldn't do our live, and she was bumming. So, and she was seriously bumming. She kept going, "I didn't know it's not me." I'm like, Laura, I swear, I wasn't jamming you out. And I was like, I gotta watch SmackDown. Now I was trying to get you in. Okay, my next question. Yeah, question. Okay. Yes, well, asked that one. Oh, almost asked every one of my questions. Number 5. Who's your all-time favorite DC bad guy?
Oh, it might surprise people. My all-time favorite DC villain is Scarecrow.
Wow.
Scarecrow's a good choice.
Love Scarecrow.
I just started playing the Batman game on PlayStation that had with the Scarecrow. He gets introduced in the game with the cops in the diner, and he's like, "I'll take a burger." No, I'll take a burger. And you make the cop walk, and someone tells the cop, "Oh, somebody's smoking in here," and he's like, "You need to take care of it." And the girl's like, "Go do it." So you walk as the cop up to the person, and you walk up and tell the guy, "Can you stop smoking?" And the guy turns, and it's the Scarecrow, and he spits the stuff in your face, and you're like, "Ugh!" And you shoot it. Oh wait, another question.
Yes, let me see.
From the lovely audience.
Ever so spiffy. Who are your favorite pro wrestlers, male and female? Ooh, that's a loaded one. Okay. From the past. We'll start with the past. Favorite male and females from the past. Macho King, Randy Savage. I loved the King, and I loved when he got all frilly and stuff in the late night. I loved it. Roddy Piper. Trying to think. Let's keep going. Lita. Eventually, because she came out around the same time I did. So of course I kept getting compared to her. So for a while I hated her, but then I'm like, all right, now she's cool. For managerial purposes, I loved Sunny. Big difference.
Yeah.
Back then. Obviously, Gangrel, Christian, Shawn Michaels, but that should be a dead giveaway. Like a lot of people love Shawn Michaels.
He's on my list.
Let's see.
Me too. I've never met Shawn. I've always wanted to meet him.
See, then there's Victoria, AJ Lee Page, coming into the now times. I love Nakamura. He's one of my favorites. Elias, yes.
He's a great one.
Elias is one of my favorites. Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Finn Balor.
That's another stable right there.
Right? Yeah, oh my God, it is.
You and Damien could have been in.
Oh, totally.
Balor with the demon or without the demon? That'd be good. The new Balor.
I like both, but of course, like Demon Balor is just the bomb.
I see him at WrestleMania, right, Lan? Right, Metal?
WrestleMania 35.
Yeah, we were there for that demon. Oh, that entrance was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Female wise, I mean, it should be a dead giveaway. I like the Freaks and the Geeks. So of course, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and the ones with the funky hair color. So the personality is what gets me most. The look and the personality attracts me first. Then I go, okay, you look cool. I'm gonna watch your stuff now. And then if you're good there, then you're a favorite. It's how it works. My kid is like waving at me from the bunk bed.
Hello. Good morning. Okay, another question.
Let's see, Lisa RN19. Who were some of your influences in the past, or who do you admire today? Ooh, influences from the past. Miss Elizabeth, Sensational Sherry.
Oh yeah, Sherry. Oh, enough. That could be your manager, part of the team.
Like I said, Sunny back then, she brought back the whole ideal of women's managers when, there was a slight stall in women in wrestling at the time. I don't want to say Lita was an influence, but seeing what they were allowing her to do in the ring opened up shit for me to do in the ring around here, like on the indies. So half and half on that end. Who do I admire now? Mercedes Martinez.
Yes.
I admire the hell out of her because I knew her when she was just training up in Connecticut. Like I did shows for Jason Knight, which is where she trained. So I would see her matches and know that she was just training at the time.
She was in Ring of Honor also.
Yeah.
She was in
And
Ring of Honor.
to watch her like come up slowly into where she is now is like, she's such a huge inspiration and I admire her so much. As well as Zelina Vega. She's another one I admire right now just because, again, the way she was trained and brought up, and then to the point where she is right now for standing her ground. Like, that's huge with me. Obviously, AJ Lee, I big admire her greatly because, again, I saw how she trains, how she started out to where she got and to where she is now, where she's, she's writing comic books and she's such an advocate for mental health awareness that it's just.
That's phenomenal.
Exactly. Like to see where she came from, literally, because, I did the show with Ace with her when she was just starting to what she's doing now is just like, damn girl. It's amazing.
So I want to ask you, Foxy, before I ask you, but you're really busy. Metal Geek knows how to edit it. Oh, dang it. I hate this reverse stuff. Right.
It's that way.
He knows how to edit the whole thing up. He can make a clip on the thing. Do you think really quick you can make a spot like, hi, this is Foxy, and you're watching Dudes at Ringside podcast?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Lance can do it. I'll take it. Ready, set, go.
Hi, I am Foxy, and you guys are watching Dudes at Ringside. Enjoy.
There you go. Thank you.
That's it.
And I managed to do it without the Jersey accent. See, I know when to turn it off and turn it on.
I was going to say, in my head, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't have to say Metal Geek and Joe the Panther. Just saying the name of the show, but ding. Okay. John, I think John's rhyming. Now he's rhyming.
Yeah, he's bringing up old Nerdfighters memories because we would just be so random at the time.
I always wanted to. How many times did I call in with my Ghostbusters from 2016 anger?
Not as often as you enough. You definitely called enough, but not as often as you think.
I felt like I called in didn't I? I called in on the last show too. I think I was one of the last callers.
Yeah.
That's another time that I hung with the phone and I cried. I was like, I got nothing to listen to on a Friday now. I gotta find something else to do. SmackDown, no, SmackDown's corny. You like my lights, my blue lights in the background?
I do.
That's
I see them changing. I'm actually jealous.
That's Dad.
Nice.
That's a DJ thing. I'm the son of a DJ. He's like, and I got myself, I feel like an Insta girl. I have a ring light.
I do too. It's broken.
Yeah. Yes. See? Yes.
Yeah. Mine is I'm not technologically savvy at all. I
as far as this not working today, I cried. Lance saw me before the show. I cried for 10 minutes.
We spent maybe an hour. It was not even working. His headset.
I plugged it in. It didn't work. My dad's like, who got it? And then we were talking. And right before you came in, I was like, what did I touch? And I sat there like this. Not today. We got this big interview with Foxy and we're going to get embarrassed. Okay, with John McClellan, what do we got? Have you ever played?
Have you played the Brought to Life Batman Arkham Knight with Scarecrow? I have not.
That's the one I started playing, and I got to get back into it.
Yeah, Damien has played the Arkham games. I play Passenger. I watch. There's some games when it comes to video games, I'm very picky. Like, there'll be games I'm interested in, but I don't want to play them. So I'll have, Damien will buy them, Damien will play them, and I'll just stay up and watch him play. Or like direct traffic, like if a game comes with a map like it used to, like GTA, I'm like, okay, now you turn this way. Like, I'm very picky with like playing video games, but I will watch anybody play a game in a heartbeat that I'm interested in.
Are you and your sons playing the WWE games still, or like?
My kids do. Damien does. I'm with them.
Hmm.
Like, I don't personally play them anymore. I'll sit there and I'll watch the create a character get done, because those are just, oh my god, the create a character is amazing these days. And in the last game that Damien was playing, the story mode was actually really good.
Yeah, I was playing it. Well, if Damien ever wants, if he hears me, if he gets WWE 2K, if he has WWE 2K19, look up on the search thing, Kid Crazy.
That's a good question, actually. Hold on. I'm going to read
me.
this out.
What is John's next question?
Was there ever a time you left the curtain after a big moment at an event during your career and you said, I finally made it? Yeah. And people are going to think it's a crazy answer, but it's true. You're going to remember it. So at NYWC, the night that I turned heel, because, all right, the whole setup for it was, at NYWC, pretty much all over the indies, like fans, wrestlers, everybody knew that, I was married to Damien, who I also managed. We had just had our first kid. Everybody knew that. We were the family. We were a babyface family. Everybody loves us. So when they asked me, Damien, and our friend, my best friend at the time, Ken Scampy, to do an angle where I turn on Damien, and then I, at the same time, turn on our other friends, Dan Barry, and go heel with Scampy, we were like, sure, this would be great. And I wasn't sure how well it was going to go, because, everybody knew, yeah, I'm married. Yes, we have the kid. Yes, we're a family, blah, blah, blah. But when it happened and I turned on Damien and went heel with Scampy, the crowd reaction was insane. Like, so insane. Like you said, you were just like, what the hell, right?
Yeah, I was like, I had to go in the bathroom. My friends were like, Joe, Damien, Foxy, and I'm just
like, no one expected it at all, and everybody hated me in an instant, and it was exactly what we wanted. So afterwards, when I got back to the curtain, it was just like, yes, I did that. Like, it was like, it just all worked out so great.
Don't see that often, really.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see like today's heel is like a cool heel. They're like, oh yeah, you're cool. You're cool. You never get the hate anymore. There's only maybe one heel that's really hated, and that's probably Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's go away heat or it's still heat.
Yeah.
They're still booing him out of the building. So he's doing his job.
You are absolutely right with that. And that's exactly what had happened. And at the time, social media was still very new. The only thing that existed was like MySpace. So we were, unlike what goes on these days now with social media and wrestling, we were able to manipulate MySpace into having fans think we were like divorced and all that. And I was really with Scampy so that they hated us more. Like, we showed up to the building at separate times. It was great. And like, I was getting chants that I was a whore. I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted.
You know how mad I would get at the crowd? Did I ever tell you how I would get booed? You know the shirt? Do you remember the shirt I made? I love Foxy. I had my I love Foxy shirt. You remember that shirt I wore to the shows? And you were like, yeah, I made that out of a t-shirt, a regular t-shirt that says I heart Foxy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I get booed. Oh, the child?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the child.
Which
Put it
child?
over there and I'll fix it later.
On social media. Hi, child. It's your long lost Uncle Joey. Hello.
While you're standing up, give me some water. Hey, might as well use them while they're awake, right?
And it's funny, like.
Thank you.
It's funny. I would go to the shows just to say hi to you and because I knew you guys so long. Oh, that's my buddy Tom. my friend Tom, he usually comes on the show, but we didn't want to take the show away from you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
all about
sweet.
you, Foxy, because this is you're our first interview. You're our first real wrestler. Like, my buddies are just here because you love wrestling and you did it. You competed in it. You were in it. You were in the ropes. I was just the guy behind the ropes in the front row or second row, cheering you guys on, making you guys feel that you did your job right.
Thank you.
So my buddy always comes in with the silly jokes, and he's always drinking his beers and smoking his cigarettes. But we wanted to make you feel as comfortable as possible at ringside with us. Like, yeah.
I get it. I appreciate it.
So yeah, if Damien ever is looking for a nice, friendly wrestler to add to his any funny stables, he wants to do, look up Kid Crazy on WWE 2K19.
Okay.
And as it would say, you didn't get your boy.
I'll let him know. Actually, since I'm like next to my desk, I'll write it down.
Kid Crazy.
Because I'll forget. I have the memory of like a freaking goldfish.
PlayStation. I don't have Xbox. I got the PlayStation.
Aw. Well,
If I had Xbox, me and you and Damien would be hanging out. Yo, you on? Yeah, I'm here.
So you have a book coming out, or
Yeah.
Kind of, sorta. I'm kind of, sorta. It will be out. That's without a doubt. It's gonna get published one way or another. Whether a company decides they're gonna publish it after I send it to them, or if I self-publish, it's gonna get published. But yeah, I'm in the almost near the end actually of the first draft of my wrestling memoir. I say wrestling memoir because, like, while it's about wrestling, it's not about wrestling, if that makes sense. Like,
That makes sense.
you know, it's from 98 to 2010 when I first started training down to my very last show, because a lot of what happened in my real life at the time were directly attributed to things that were going on with wrestling, like certain matches or, you know, certain shows, being friends with specific people, that really influenced a lot of my life at the time, be it good or bad, you know. And it covers, beyond wrestling, it also covers, you know, depression, because I didn't know I had it for so long. So, you know, it shows like the slow increase of depression to me finally figuring out what it was, you know, as well as anxiety. And then, of course, trying to, you know, balance, okay, I'm in wrestling, but I'm wrestling with my husband, and oh, now I have a kid. So, like, you know, how do all those things balance each other when there's independent wrestling involved, and, you know, you spend your weekends on the road? So it's a lot of things culminated into that, as well as, again, you know, matches are talked about, names are talked about, things that have happened, fun stories, horrible stories, but, you know, all of which make up who I am now. Because without all the good stuff in wrestling and all the bad stuff in wrestling, this person would not be sitting here, you know, it'd be a totally different person. And I started writing it before COVID, but when all the quarantine stuff started, I took a break from it at first, and I picked it back up in September, and I say maybe a week or two away from finishing the first draft. So, yeah.
Well, if you want to mention, you got an old friend, an old indie wrestling fan friend, came back and had me on his show, and you could actually put mention the fandom of you and Damien from the Indies from Long Island, myself, and put like a guy.
Hopefully, you do a book signing in Long Island, though.
I would love to.
If
oh my
you
God,
do,
I would love to.
I could find out if it's on a weekend. I'll come up. I'll come down from Pennsylvania just to bring the cassette tape and have you sign the front near Damien, because I think Damien signed the front by his demon character.
I signed the back.
Yeah, you signed the back, and I was like, I think that's when you turn heel. Maybe that's when you signed the back.
I think so. Because I was trying to, you know, I had to be mean to you.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be.
You had to stay in character, right?
Exactly. Like back then, I don't know how many people still do that now, but I was still a huge believer in kayfabe, where it's like, you go around the building, I'll sign it there. I'm supposed to be bad and mean to you.
No hugging, Joe. No
Right?
hugging.
Oh, that used to kill me. Like, because I loved like so many of the fans there, and I was friends with so many people. I'm like,
There's a
I
picture
can't.
I have in my room somewhere of me and the Myers brothers.
Oh, wow.
I brought that picture with me to WrestleMania, and once again, this is the
Loretta was in NYWC too.
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I cried when I was at WrestleMania 35 when they won the tag team titles. Lance saw me. I was like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they won! Oh my God, they won the tag team titles! I need to go. I didn't make a reaction to that one, but go on my Instagram later on. You're gonna laugh. I made a reaction when Kofi Kingston won the title.
Mm-hmm.
Priceless. Priceless. WWE. Whoops. Another question.
Let's see. Ever So Spiffy. I love that name, by the way. Ever So Spiffy. That's cute. I love that. Who are your favorite heels and faces? Mine are Shayna Baszler, Bayley, Ricochet, and Thunder Rosa. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Right now, my favorite heels are Elias. I prefer him as a heel over a babyface. Like, he is so much better as a heel. Let's see. Trying to think of, like, it's so hard to distinguish these days sometimes who the heels and the faces are, because like you said, like,
very hard.
It is. It's like, okay, like, kind of like, I love like Liv Morgan.
2004 Triple H is absolutely my favorite.
Yeah.
2004 Evolution Triple H is my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing anymore. I'm just gonna. This guy right here is like a Triple H fiend. I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. We fought WrestleMania at SummerSlam. Me and Metal Geek were like at each other's throats. And then at Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, I pretty much stormed out of the room because I was so angry that Shawn Michaels lost to Kurt Angle.
I get it. When I was younger, it wasn't a SummerSlam. I don't remember which match it was. You guys probably will when I talk about it. But when I was younger, it was a match of, it wasn't the screw job. It was Bret Hart and the British Bulldog. And the Bulldog won. And I remember being so upset that evening I ripped my Bret Hart poster off my wall.
Wow.
Yeah, I was so upset.
I have my collection. I have all the SummerSlams. I bought it at here we go, showing my age. I bought it at FYE when they were going out of business. And it has from 88 all the way to 1992 SummerSlam. And it has that one as the last one. And I got mad because it didn't have Undertaker versus The Undertaker SummerSlam match. That's why, I don't know if you saw my promos. I'm Mr. Old School on the show. I bring up the old school jazz.
Yeah, you do.
The fun stuff. And the indies, because that's me and Lance's next adventure. We're trying to get some more fun indie people. So if you have any friends that are from the indies that would like to be interviewed, we'd be honored to have you guys on the show. And even if Damien wants to come on the show one time, like you are right now, it would be an honor and a pleasure to have more indies people that we've seen and known from the past. Yeah. Even have, if you've talked to Mikey still, we'd love to have Mikey on the show. Like, we're new at this stuff. me and Geek. We want to jump in, but
I'll put the word out.
Tell them, dude, that Ringside podcast is. We just want to talk.
I'll definitely put the word out. But no, I mean, as far as favorite heels and faces, it's hard to determine these days. Like I said, the only one that comes off the top of my head as far as being a heel that I absolutely love is Elias. It's so hard.
And he gets cheered.
I know.
Because when he sings the songs, people start cheering, saying that's actually pretty funny.
And they
Yeah. It's very classic 80s. That's why I think I love it so much. It's such a classic 80s like
he would have fit it. He would
feel
have
and
with the Honky Tonk Man stable with the Honky Tonk Man and Hammer Valentine. That could have been a triple threat. With the rhythm and blues, oh my God, it would have been a 6-man tag team champion right there. Jimmy Hart would have been so happy. Had 3 men with titles.
oh my god.
Rhythm
Right?
and Blues wins the tag team titles, and Elias wins the Intercontinental. Oh my God, he would have been so happy. Champions! Oh my God, I'm Jimmy Hart. It's funny. I found him on Instagram. He doesn't even have an account that has a check by it. He's a legend.
Huh.
Yeah, it's his Instagram page because I messaged, "Is this really Jimmy Hart?" in the comment. Then he put heart. Yes, this is me. And I'm like, am I being tricked?
Getting verified on any social media is a pain in the dick.
How do you get verified? I'm gonna
I
put
don't, dude. I don't. I know it. Part of it matters with how many followers you have. And then after that, I think you have to like put in to be verified. Like I don't know.
Okay, I want to get dudes at ringside verified so we have the check. Because we're a show. It's not just dudes that. It is funny when I comment under wrestlers stuff, I say we instead of saying I write myself like, "Hi, I want to know if you want to come on our show." I write we would like to. Nothing like
The
classics.
Yeah.
Yes,
Always.
you're right. That's why I wear this shirt to honor the classics, the blacks and white.
I always tell them, like, Triple H is the greatest heel of all time.
And then I say no, and then it goes, I don't know.
2004.
80 fame. But yeah, the old.
But that moment when you turned heel, that was great too.
I was there. I don't think I know Lance. I don't think I hung out with Lance then because me and Metal Geek, the way we started, we became friends is because Lance says, well, Metal Geek didn't want me to tell this story, but I'll tell it anyway because it's funny. Lance loves wrestling, like super loves wrestling, to the point that I liked wrestling, but I wasn't like I have a family in it, so it's like the resident told me straight up, I don't hang out with Lance. I'm gonna have in school in our program we were in for the entire semester, and I was like, "You got to be joking, right?" She's like, "No, we're gonna have in school the entire semester." So me getting nervous, thinking I'm gonna be stuck in my bedroom the whole semester. I was like, all right, fine, let me hang out with this guy. I started watching I felt like I was being a babysitter. I was sitting watching wrestling with him. We were watching all these ROH tapes he had in his room. Now I was hooked to this stuff I never even knew what. I knew WWF and WCW because I grew up with it. I was like, this stuff is insane. Who's this Kevin Owens? Like, what was his name? Stumping Owens back in the day when he was
CM Punk. I was showing you.
CM Punk. I got hooked to all this stuff, and I didn't think I would like it. And I'm like, I guess I have to become best friends with this guy to watch more of his tapes. And then we became like we went to college. He did a college radio show with me, and his side was all wrestling. Because when I was leaving school, I needed to bring him in to get him into the program for the radio. He had to do radio. So my half was music with The Rock and the Metallica and the Tool. And then he would talk about wrestling the whole end of the show. And now we do that ringside.
You know what though? That makes sense. Like music, like especially rock music and wrestling just go so well together. But like even down here, the college radio station, Montclair State University, they had at the time, they had like this one all rock playlist type show going on, and it just so happened that the DJ at the time was a huge wrestling fan, so he would get like little wrestling clips in there, and then we became friends with him, so he did like a whole big thing with myself and Damien, and then he came to like some of the shows. So like rock music and wrestling, just it's a happy little marriage. It works out.
And here we go. My buddy Colden Berry has had my friend Colden Berry. He usually comes on the show. What do you have to? What does he say?
He's talking about the tapes with New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, Ring of Honor and also NJPW. That's another one. Have you ever watched any of those before?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I mean, Damien had a lot of the NJPW stuff when he had moved in, so he brought all those in, and Ring of Honor was just starting up as he and I were dating.
2006.
Yeah, like so that just started up as we were dating. So we had been to a couple of the shows live at the time, and we would get copies of the older stuff to watch a lot of. I think we still have some. We still keep up a little bit with Ring of Honor because we do still have friends that work there, and we want to watch and support. But it's so hard to keep up with everything. There's so much wrestling out there, which is a great thing. I'm not saying this in a negative light. Like, there's so much out there now. It's fantastic, actually. You know, it's just it's like, what do we watch? What do we watch? There's not time for everything. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling him. I was telling him, I'm like, he's not the biggest fan of AEW because he's like, Joe, they screwed over Ring of Honor, they screwed over New Japan at the Garden, and I'm like, dude, AEW is just trying to help the wrestlers get more TV time, is what they're trying to do, and it means more jobs for more wrestlers too.
Yeah, I just get upset about it because because the lands like the indies pretty much with NYWC and ROH just kind of like woke me up to like, wow, these people came from here. Like the song by Drake, started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like what I had hair with it all did this. And I was like, wow, this stuff's good, man. And then I started going to NYWC shows, and then I'd also go to ROH shows. Oh wait, another one, CZW.
Yeah, CZW is good too, right?
At one time, I mean, I don't think they're still around.
They're still around.
They are.
They are still around. They do shows during WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, okay.
If there is anything during WrestleMania weekend.
Like I said, it's so hard to keep up. Like,
yeah, it's hard.
It's so hard to keep up.
Which one's good? Which one's not there? Wow, guys! I just looked at the chat. We have 8 people in the chat. Hello, everybody.
9.
Hello.
I looked and said 8. Oh, AAA. Oh yeah, AAA wrestling. Totally.
AAA's another one.
God, I haven't watched AAA in so long. Oh my god.
I have a funny story about AAA wrestling. That's like kind of like with me being my last name being Ratiquez. My friend Jimmy's like, Randy, let's check out AAA wrestling. You always say it's on Saturday. So I was like, all right. We cracked some beers. We were just sitting there watching. And we were watching the match, and the broadcaster was like talking in Spanish, and he was like, watch the match. Talk to the match. Watch, like the broadcaster were talking, and the moves are flying, and the guys are flying. And he's an Irish boy. Last name's Alexander, and he was like this. Randy, what is he saying? What am I missing? What is he saying? And I'm just like, why are you asking me what he's saying? I don't know a lick of Spanish. He's like, how do you Puerto Rican? You know Spanish? And I'm like, I'm half Italian, bro.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
My grandma tried to. Only thing I know in Spanish is the rice and beans, eat, sit down, and wrestling. Lucha libre, and eta, and arroz con pollo.
No, I get it. I'm half Puerto Rican myself. I'm half Polish. I'm half Puerto Rican. You know, Damien's full on Puerto Rican, but like, I understand it better than I speak it. You know, I can cook it. I can speak it. I mean, I can cook it. I can understand it. I can dance to it. I can sing along to all of the songs. I can't speak it. It never happened. So
my mom,
I get it.
Is half Italian, and she cooks like maybe one day I could have you guys meet my parents. You met my dad, so maybe one day you can come up to Didn't I say you should come up to Pennsylvania one day? I said that once in the past when I moved here.
Probably. Because I've been up there so much. Like,
I had an argument with a woman that knows. Oh wow, it sounds like I'm putting shade on somebody. This lady I know, she knows the Samoan family. forgot her name. I mentioned you guys. She said something about you, and my freaking spikes. I'm like the Dilophosaurus of my friends.
Oh, that's a
my
good one. Actually, listen to this one.
What?
From Lisa RN. How would you feel if your child wanted to pursue wrestling? Oh, yeah. We've kind of crossed this road. Almost, yet not. It's hard to describe. There was a time where if any one of my kids ever said that to me, I'd be like, no. Because, for a while I was very bitter with wrestling. And, I hated it. I'm not going to lie. But I'm in a better place with it now, to the point where our older son did mention one day wanting to do it. And, our honest answer was, look, that's fine if you want to. You would have to go to a really good school. And, we know people, so we'll hook you up if we have to. But, it's not easy. You're not going to get a free ride, and just take into consideration your body. Because, like I didn't wrestle a lot, but from what I did do and from even managing, I'm only 39 and my body feels like it's in its 50s between my knees. I'm going to have arthritis in my hands and wrists from banging on a mat. I think I've had a concussion or two.
You're falling on that mat and falling over those ropes. They don't.
Yeah.
That concrete doesn't give.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, if this is something you want to do, just take into consideration what your body's going to feel like in the future, And things have changed a lot with wrestling, because back then, my other reason for wanting to be like, no, you can't do it, was a matter of, do you really want to go through what we did? Do you want to, sit there and see friends like die over, overdoses and shit? But, wrestling has changed a lot, where alcohol and drugs are. See, I'm not in it anymore, so I don't want to say it's as predominant as it used to be. But it's, the younger crowd, the younger generation of wrestlers, they're smarter about their bodies. They're smarter about, drug use and abuse, to the point where they won't do it. They're smarter. They're smarter with their money. They're smarter in the fact of, I don't want to go out and party. I'm just going to go home and play a video game. So, those worries aren't even a thing anymore for me if he wanted to do it. It's just a matter of your body, dude. You're going to feel really old really quick.
Yeah.
Oof, that was heavy. That was a heavy question.
That was a good one.
Thank
you. Thank you, Laura. Thumbs up. Thank you, Laura.
Wow.
Lisa RN.
Lisa always hits us with the fun questions. She's
good questions.
She's one of our number one fans. So.
Yeah.
She's one of our number one fans. I'm excited to be on this Twitch adventure with Metal Geek, and again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Fox.
Thank you so much.
It really means a lot.
It's my pleasure. This is fun. I'm between the questions you guys have asked and what everyone else is asking, I'm getting ones that I haven't gotten before. So this is actually a lot of fun.
So when the book comes out, it would be an honor and a pleasure for you to come back. And I'm saying you have to, but when the book comes out, I will give you our address, my separate address, and Metal Geek's address. Maybe you could send us each a book so we could read it, and we could take from the book, give you little stuffs.
Oh, I'll come on anytime.
And we have to send you. I'll see if you can send me your address later on.
For the sticker.
Yes, because there you go.
I'm a sticker collector too, so that works out.
And I'm sending you a Ghostbusters sticker too, because yes. It's not just the Ghostbusters logo. It's Ghostbusters of Pike County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're already requesting for it already. Look at that.
Come to Long Island, she says.
I will.
We'll hang out, have some burgers.
You know what? It's not even a matter of I miss the traveling of wrestling. It's just I was able to go to so many different spots and meet so many people that I just want to go hang out. That's it. I just want to go hang out.
You know what's
Oh,
funny?
you want you to come for a signing.
Oh, sorry.
For signing. I
For a
mean,
sign.
once the first draft is finished, because the plans are finish the first draft, go into it, and then make sure I spelled everything correctly. Okay, because I mean everything goes so fast. Who knows? From there, the book goes to the editor. After the editor, publisher. If the publisher says no, self-publish. So once that hits, I will start with like planning, you know, going to places with the book, signings, etc. Whether they're at bookstores or at like wrestling conventions or whatever, I'm not sure yet. I will figure all of that out.
You should
But
come to NYWC and just sign the book there.
it's so different there now. Like so different. I don't
Really?
yeah. Like you know, different people that some I don't know.
I'll be
I don't
lost.
I mean I honestly don't know if they would have me back even for that. Not that we left on bad terms or anything. It was just after I stopped working there. I initially it was a hiatus, but then my dad had passed away. And I kept wrestling afterwards, but like I'm trying to figure out how to say it. There's no easy or right way to mourn. And my way of mourning was being angry at anybody. So I took it out on a couple people that claimed they didn't know my father had died. And I just kind of like went off on them. And yeah. So I mean, enough time has passed where, hey, maybe everything's fine. It's water under the bridge to me. It's been God knows how many years. So I would hope that there would be no grudges. But in the same way, I don't know how other people think. So it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
You won't know unless you ask, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
If you have to go, Foxy, we'd have no problem. If you want to stay on longer.
I have nothing else to do right now.
Because I know, because you have your children and stuff like that.
No, they're in bed. The kids are in bed.
Okay.
One is still awake, like wiggling his Fiend's plush at me because he wants me to mention that the Fiend is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yes,
so now, see, I said it.
Didn't you hear the voice? Didn't you hear me do the Bray Wyatt thing?
No, he didn't. So now I said it, so he can go to sleep peacefully.
I gotta stand it because my voice goes.
That's one of his favorite wrestlers, the Fiend.
I mean, hold on, Metal Geek, child, you gotta go to the dream world because the Fiend's gonna get you. Follow the buzzards. Nice, baby boy. And also my Howard Finkel impression usually gives my friends the goosebumps. Coming down the aisle from the dark side, accompanied by Foxy, Damien Dragon. Did he look around? Did he go Howard Finkel? So what Eric do this?
No, he's Damien's in the shower at the moment. He had karate. He had karate tonight, so he's.
Was Howard Finkel just in our house? Did I need to? You tell him Joe did the Howard Finkel for you. Can't even tell you how many friends when I was in college from Walmart would stop walking and do this. I freaked my friend out. His little hairs on his neck stood up because I announced him walking to the back room of Walmart. I was like coming down the aisle, weighing like would make fun of Spike. I was like coming down the aisle, weighing $150 soaking wet from Port Jervis, New York. Jay Beans on the scene, and I would do the Howard Finkel voice. He stopped. He was like, "Was that you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was me." And he was like, "Dude, you do that really good." I'm like, "Helps. We're growing up in the '80s and watching wrestling in the '90s with Howard Finkel going to Madison Square Garden." I'm actually writing a wrestling story, Foxy.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I am. About myself, I never became a wrestler, but my story is about with the legacy of Jose Quinones, it starts out with him, and then he passes away. And my dad shows me a book, and I want to become a wrestler. And I start watching the indies. I may add a female and male wrestler that tell me you should do it, but I don't know. You're kind of little, but I'm gonna add you guys as the trainers, one of the trainers, and then the thing I may add. I was thinking about it today.
Well, we have 11 viewers in the chat right now.
Nice.
Let's raise it up.
Most viewers we've ever had.
We're a small Twitch stream. That's it.
Yeah, we're
Do
growing.
you know what? The small ones sometimes are the best ones. It's more of an intimate audience. You get to really talk to the people.
That's
And
true.
again, it builds a connection better.
It's not like the Twitter stream goes like scroll. You know?
Yeah, it's like going to a
can't
small
talk.
venue. Yeah, it's like a small venue concert where you want to see your favorite band, and a small venue you're able to mingle in with the crowd, get up close, and elbow people behind you so that they don't steal your spot front row.
Yeah.
Not like going to like a big stadium and you're like up in the nosebleeds. Like,
Yeah.
smaller is better sometimes.
I've actually written multiple stories. I wrote one, the wrestling story. I changed the name. It was going to be the of Glory, but I changed it to, where is it? It's behind my fun screen. It is The Family Legacy. That's what the story now. The Family Legacy. And I have my own character. His name is The Bolts, and he's my creation of living with Spawn and the Crow and death and sadness, and he's dark and mysterious. And I started listening to Tool and 46 and 2. Well, it's on my Instagram. He's big and scary. He has a chain, and he's like the he's a mix of RoboCop, the Crow, and yeah.
That's a funny comment. Look at this.
What an enjoyable viewership night, because Foxy's time is more fun than flying a kite. John and his rhymes.
John, you need to stay in these comments for the next few shows because we need a rhymer. You'll be on the show, John. Trust me. We need the fun guests.
So Spiffy says, "Keep it coming." Right?
Yeah.
Aww.
Keep it coming, yeah. Yes, we're trying. We're trying to get some more guests. We've been, and it's funny. I go into the wrestlers like with the check mark on their Facebook and Instagram. I go, "Hi, my name is Joe the Panther Jr. I'm on a podcast called Dude. We're a new podcast. Do you think maybe you can come on?" And nothing. I'm like, okay. Back from them. They probably don't see that. If I get 1,000 of that a day. But I'm like, I'll talk to the people that talk to me. I'm going to Foxy. He's like, oh, wait, no, I know her. It's like, I know her. Wait, what's that? Like Elf. Like, Santa, I know him. Benno Geek is getting on me for weeks, right? You're like, oh, wait. I'm like, no, I'm going to talk to her. I know her. And the question that I asked about the who would you wrestle, the past and the present, that was my mom. And she said, my mom said, you should ask her what male or female wrestler. That's why I said male or female. Show this, you guys. Yay.
Show these guys some love.
Thank you.
Is that how they do it? Is this what they do?
Yep. I'll add the explosions because that's me. Fire.
I feel like the Britney Spears song, "My Loneliness."
You
Oh God, okay.
Questions here. More questions.
Bring
them.
These are in. If you could spend the day with one person, who would it be, and what would you do? Ooh, okay, that's very generic. I can go wrestling or I can go regular. If I could spend the day with one person, all right. If we were gonna go real life, I would say my dad. Again, obviously. I mean, let's see. I can spend the day with one person. I'm gonna sound like a broken record if I say this one more time, but maybe it's like Beetlejuice. Maybe if I say his name a third time, he'll like magically appear in my house. Elias.
Yeah, but hello everybody. It's
My door
Elias.
opening. No, he just looks like a cool dude. Like I just want to like just go to a bar or just have a beer or like just shoot the shit, talk about music. Like he seems like a really cool dude to just simply hang out with. Let's see, who else would I spend the day with? See, it's hard to say, only because I don't like when it comes to like actors and actresses. I don't really have a favorite. I like characters, not necessarily the actor. Like I like the character that they portray. That being said, I would like to spend a day with Tony Stark.
Yes.
Damn
Stark.
right. Not Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark. I like to hang out with
Yes.
Tony Stark. He'd be cool to hang out with. And let's throw a chick in there. Pink.
Oh, my sister would be so happy to hear this
Pink.
question. My sister Angela, I'll throw you out there. I know she's not watching, but she loves herself some Pink, even though she had one bad experience. Hey, I got my pink Sharpie here, actually. Pink Sharpie. I don't know why I have a pink Sharpie, but I have a green one too. Yay, green. I think I got that when when I went to see WrestleMania. I don't know why I brought Sharpies with me, but you never know. Yeah, my sister was gonna meet Pink, and she must have been having a bad day after the concert, and she just like saw my sister and just walked on the bus.
Aww.
My sister was so mad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Tony. Yep. She agrees. Tony
Yeah.
Stark.
Tony
Your
Stark's
friend
awesome.
trying to say hi. What's your friend that added me on Instagram? On Facebook. Jen? Is it Jen? Is it Jen that I'm saying your name wrong? Jess? Jen? Can't remember her name. I know she added me on Facebook today.
I don't
Instagram.
know.
Yeah. She's in the chat. I think it's this
Well,
one.
that's cool.
Oh, JOSE.
Oh, Joyzy Danny. Joyzy.
Yes, Joyce.
That's how you say
Danny.
Jersey. That's how in Jersey you say Jersey. Joyzy.
Yes, she added me
Joyzy.
on. I was like trying to test my mic, and I told her I just need to test my mic really quick on Facebook. I was like, can I just chat you? And she's like, oh, that's one way. I was like, no, just testing the mic. Just want to test my mic, see if it works.
Yeah.
You know who answered? John answered, and I tested my mic with John on my laptop. We talked for an hour about wrestling and just random talk. He invited me on a show to come on Tuesday.
Nice.
And hopefully we have nothing on Tuesday because he invited me to come on a show.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
See, a community.
And I said, how would you want me to do it? Like this? I took the glasses off. Or like this with the headphones. He's like, yeah, if it's a character, then you need to leave your glasses on. I'm like, oh, if it's with you, I don't have to have the glasses on. Oh, here we go. Another question.
Do you have any pets?
Do I have any pets? I have 4 cats and a turtle. I'm sitting next to the turtle tank as we speak. Yes, I have. There's my princess Kasumi. She's the oldest. And then there's Bowie, who right now looks like he's stalking Kasumi. Then I have down sitting next to me right now is Jagger and our quarantine kitty that we took in around Mother's Day. We have Evie. She's barely a year old right now.
Is that the one that was on Instagram with you that time?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
My sister has 2 cats. I'm an uncle to 4 lovely little kitties that my sister's cat, my sister's girlfriend or fiance's now, Melissa. My brother's cat, my sister's 2 cats. I think, yeah, I must have said the numbers wrong. My sister's cat, my sister's fiance's cat, and my brother's cat. 3 cats. Wow. I'm an uncle to 3 lovely kitties.
Yeah, we've always had cats in the house. These are our latest batch, but we've always had cats. We've taken cats in and rehomed them. I took a cat in once, and it turned out the cat was pregnant, so I ended up having cat grandbabies, and we rehomed them. Like we're animal people. We would have a dog if my mother wasn't my landlord.
Ooh.
Yeah, if my mom wasn't my landlord, we'd have a dog. But when plans come to fruition finally, and we get our own house, and I'm my mother's landlord, then I'm getting a dog. We take care of the cats out in the back. there's a lot of strays around. So Damien built like a little cat shed for them. We feed them. I'm pretty sure one of them might be pregnant. So, oh yeah, we're big animal lovers. We've had fish. Oh my God, what else? I used to have a little pet snake when I was younger.
Oh, that's another great question.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Go get it, geek.
Let's see. What would be the best advice you would give to someone trying to get into wrestling? Okay. Well, there's the obvious, is if you are serious about doing it, find yourself a good school to train at. But beyond the obvious training answer, make sure you have fun with it. You can take yourself seriously and take yourself, training and everything seriously, but have fun, because it's too easy to get bitter with wrestling and to get angry with wrestling. So always try to have fun, be open-minded, obviously. You're going to come across a lot of different people from a lot of different paths of life, different upbringings, races, ethnicities, gender identification. So definitely be open-minded and save your money. That's one of the important things. Save your money. Because, when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to life, nothing's guaranteed, obviously. But when it comes to wrestling, nothing's definitely guaranteed, because you're putting your body on the line. Things can go great one day. The next day, a simple clothesline can fuck you up, So that's probably the best advice. And pick good entrance music. It's important.
Oh, yeah. That's the most important part.
No, it really is. Entrance music can make or friggin' break your character. If you look one way and you come out to something completely opposite, it's just gonna.
That's it. It's clearly done.
I remember going to an ROH show, and I didn't know who the guy was. I'm like, this guy's taking so long to come out to the ring, and now we all know him and love him as Mr. Pipe Bomb, Mr. CM Punk.
Because you used to come out to AFI.
It's an AFI, yeah.
AFI, it's the longest theme. There was a guy literally
longest intro.
How many?
Where I started getting going.
Longest entrance in history.
It was like Undertaker entrance. Like 8 minutes.
You better. If you have to pee, you better come back fast. Like you may miss something. Listen, because when I don't know, there's some theme songs like when you and Damien had Sweet Dreams. I knew
that is correct though. Banging the rail to Miss Crania at Ring of Honor was the shit.
Yep,
I remember those days.
Yes, I remember going to the Rexplex in New Jersey to go see a show with my friend. That's when the first time I ever saw. Here we go. This is gonna make me go mental that I didn't get the autograph. We got a chance to meet Samoa Joe in person. We got a chance to meet. I think we met Punk. Didn't we meet Punk, Lance, or did we not get?
No, I think we met Punk.
We met Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And at the end of the thing, they were like face to face, and he was like, "Geek went, oh my god," because kayfabe, they came this close to each other. And we're like, "What did we do? What did we do?"
There were so many people on that show that like Austin Aries was on there. You had Jamie Noble, Mick Foley was on there.
Yeah. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was there.
Yeah.
At that show, they fought each other that night. It was like they had like some kind of history match.
No, that was the match. No, I think it was Dusty was there. But I know what you're talking about. That was the Samoa Joe CM Punk match.
Yeah.
The third one in New Jersey.
Match too.
It was there live.
Match. What shirt are you wearing? I can see like the mask and the ninja.
The character on it. It's a made up character. It's called Zombie? Goth Barbie. It's it's a small business shirt. Like Killed by Society. Like they create very alt looking graphic tees and like beanies and stuff. with the awareness of like mental health and that you're not alone. And I'm like an ambassador for them. So, but like, I just love the feel of the shirts as well. So, hey, if you like this shirt, killedbysociety.com. Tell them Foxy sent you.
There you go. And then you'll be proud. Metal Geek and I are both people with disabilities. Our program with the VIP program helps people with disabilities get on their feet and learn how to work in businesses and work in places. So, hey, look at us.
Great. Exactly.
We don't really say it often, but mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Have it problems, but then you could fight through it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
What rock band would you wish made an entrance in front of, looking back at your career?
It's hard to say because it's hard for me to find any new bands to listen to now that I wish would have been back then to use as entrance music. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a bunch of songs on a private Spotify playlist of songs that I would use as entrance music if I were ever to come back. And it's like, I know I'm never going to come back, but I don't want anyone to hear these ever songs. So I don't want anyone to steal them, which is stupid. But like, you know, but, I'd say if like one of my favorite bands, if In This Moment was around back then, I would.
In This Moment's a great band.
I love them so much. If they were around back then, I would have used them.
They're great live.
I've seen them once per album tour, so I've seen them quite a bit. They're amazing live. I love In This Moment so much. But yeah, if they were around back then, I would have used a lot of their stuff. Definitely.
With me, being Puerto Rican, I definitely would ask WWE if I can get Fat Joe to do like a thing for the song Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
As me and my buddy said with the character Kid Crazy, my friends used to joke with me saying that I would have been like, I actually did my whole, I'm Kid Crazy before what's his name? With the apple, what's his face?
Carlito.
I did that whole thing before Carlito was even in the WWE. My friends, they did a Backyard Wrestling Federation. I never did. I watched their shows. He made the whole theme song for me. He got me they recorded my voice saying, "I'm just crazy," and they put that. Puerto Rico. And had me go. It had me say, "I'm just crazy," and then they put the gunshot. I wish I had that song still, but they got my voice in the beginning. They like could have got me in trouble with the cops, with the bullets and the guns and the prisons and the Long Island. I lived in CI, but like, Joe, we got to get to jail. What did I do? I don't know. Tell me foxy.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
Do you get to pick your own entrance music? Yes. On the indies, yes. When it comes to places like Ring of Honor now, no, because they have someone to create their
copyright.
Yeah, they create their own entrance music now for copyright purposes. But for the most part, yeah, you pick your own entrance music. Not easy. You would think it's an easy feat. It is not an easy thing to do. Because I don't know how many fucking entrance musics I went through in my time of wrestling. Because you find one and you love it, and then you're like, oh, but this one sounds so much better. And then you practice your entrance music in your house and how you're going to walk out to it and bop along to it and timing and everything. So, wait, really?
Ring of Honor. Ring
of Honor, yeah.
They had like a couple, they were all non-copyright.
Yeah.
But we could only pick from what they gave us.
Damien,
there you go.
Man, come over.
Nah. He's done for the night. He's showered.
Okay.
He's just chilling. But
We'll
you get to pick your own entrance music on the indies, and again, it's one of the most fun things to do. Like when you're creating your character and how it's going to look and the song to go along with it. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, I still do it till this very day. Like my little secret playlist of songs, like when no one's around and I'm blasting the music. Yeah, I do like, okay, here's how I would do it. Here's how I'd walk to the entrance and do the ring and the timing of this. It's so much fun.
That's the fun part of creating a wrestler in the video game, because you have to figure out what you would look good, because before you do this, you have to create your wrestler's outfit, give him the name. And it's funny, for years I never called myself Kid Crazy. I called myself Joe in the game, or Joe, and then I found out you could create the name. So the name Kid Crazy was finally in the game, and I was like, Kid Crazy. I was like, what happened? It finally happened. I don't know if they have the word Foxy in the game. I'm gonna have to look.
Damien actually, when he created my character, he manipulated the game to say it, so it's spelled Fox and then an E and then Fox and then an E. So when the entrance ring announcer says it, comes out
That's
Fox
the classic
E,
way to
Fox
do it.
E. Yeah, like there was no other way to get around it. So.
I guess I'll be doing that tonight or tomorrow after I clean my bathroom and my bedroom. Yay! Yes, ladies. Joe actually cleans his own bathroom and bedroom. Single. Just kidding. See, ladies, Joe is a good egg.
Hashtag adulting.
Yes. Living in the woods, you go for your own walks and you clean your own stuff. Any more questions, people?
Let's see. Thunder Feet XX. Have you ever met Teddy Hart? Yes, I actually have. He actually came to my house to hang out once with me and Damien.
Oh, wow.
Randomly. Yeah. It was so random. He was with this guy that we knew named Eric. And they're like, oh, we're stopping over real quick. We're like, okay. And we live in a very urban area of Jersey. So Eric and Teddy pull up and they come out of the car. And we're just looking at Teddy and we're like, yeah, you could tell you are not from around here. Because, bright, the pants were like the weird pattern and they were like bright pink. And we're like, oh, yeah.
Well,
you can tell you're not from around here at all. I mean, he was cool to us. Just I know things have been, whatever with him or whatnot, but no, he was cool in the beginning because this was back in like 2003 when we last saw him and hung out with him. 2002, 2003. So he was just up and coming on the indie circuit at the time.
Well, I got another one.
Sure.
I remember when the last time Tommy Dreamer was at a show. Have you spoken to, did you do any shows after with Tommy Dreamer? After what you do with NWC?
No.
Oh.
But not okay. So he would come around to NYWC a lot to do some shows, but also to scout talent, which is why Brett and Brian ended up doing the dark matches with WWE and ended up getting over there. But if you recall when WWE had their own ECW brand, mysteriously a duo debuted with me and Damien's gimmick with our attire down to a T.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Kevin Thorne and Ariel.
I was about to say the vampires, the stupid they were dumb vampires. They weren't cool.
Yeah. And from the look of them literally down to the jackets and cane that Damien used to use as Disturbed Damien Dragon was used by Kevin Thorne.
Ooh.
Entrance parts, the way I would take Damien's jacket off, she did exactly the same thing. And of course, we're sitting there watching it. We're getting like text messages from people like, "Oh, so you guys debuted for ECW, huh?" We're like, "Apparently so." And it wasn't hard to deduce where the gimmick look and shit came from. Hun, can you give me my charger?
Uh-oh. Phone's dying.
So that was I mean, Tommy was always a cool guy. This is not taking anything away from Tommy. Like I've hung around him well before NYWC days. He was always a really cool guy, and I love the stuff that he's still doing till this very day. But there's no denying the fact that while you were out there scouting talent, you also scouted looks and gimmicks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I remember when he came out during that random. I was at that show when he came out randomly
Against Matt Striker.
Yeah.
Matt Striker was in.
Everybody else was sitting, and they should have got me on. I'm surprised they didn't. The camera, the old school camera crew didn't turn the camera. Can you still hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I'm just plugging myself in. I'm gonna carry you guys along with me.
I was like,
Whee!
I jumped out of my. I wish if there was This Is Now, the NYCW crew would have jumped to Damien.
They want to see Damien on the screen.
He's tired, John. He's tired. The camera nowadays, Indies camera crew would have mainly turned to me because all the crowd was sitting, and if I won me, I did this. Oh my God, that's Damien! Oh my God, that's Tommy Dreamer! Oh my God! I fanboyed. I was sitting in the back row because an indie fan. If you can't get there early, you can't get a good ticket. But I think I was wearing my I Love Foxy shirt then. I think I was. I don't remember what I wear those now. This is my new favorite shirt that I wear to my show. My grandpa. Yeah, so that's my question about it. Yep.
Do you have merch?
No.
Like right now.
Kind of, sort of, yet not. It's not like directly foxy like wrestling merch, but I do have a threadless shop where I've created a couple like designs of things I say a lot on social media. Like I say hashtag rise and grinds constantly, or like I'm caffeinated and dedicated. So I've taken those things and made them into designs on shirts on threadless, but also on threadless I have one that says Firewoman, which was my very first gimmick in wrestling as Foxy. And I do have a Viva Foxy cartoon version of me that Damien drew of myself. So technically I have merch, but not fully wrestling related merch just yet. But if you want to check those out, it's at vivafoxyfoxy.threadless.com.
Yeah, my birthday, you said my birthday's coming up at the end of April. It's the 29th. I'm a late Torres. That's me. But people, it's funny, my old friend I used to hang out with, Cynthia, she said I'm not like a Taurus. I'm too friendly to be a Taurus.
Well, because you're on the cusp.
Yeah.
Taurus and Gemini. You're near the cusp.
Yeah. But my friend Cynthia wouldn't say Torres. She would say Torres. But she wouldn't tell me by my name. She would call me by the sign. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Right there.
Lance, I may be the marketing person on the show. That's what Lance calls me. We say I'm the marketing. That brings up and asks the people, "Can I be on the show?" I'm the. You see the logo? There's a guy. He's on Instagram. His name is Joe. He's in the link for the picture of our podcast. If you need him to draw a picture of you and Damien in your old attire, he will do it like a cartoon. Go on Instagram and go on the link and definitely try to get Joe to do. If you want to do a picture, he did me and my Ghostbuster stuff, and so he did one of me and Metal Geek here. Mm-hmm. So he's a good guy. He's from Canada. I'll get right on it. That's what he tells. That's what he tells me. That's what he tells me. So he's a good artist. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, camera trouble.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lance.
It wasn't me this time.
You're back. Okay, she's back. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I worried. I'm like, Lance, you did it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's that That's
Okay.
the correct one, right?
Yep. Lance, you did it wrong.
I did it wrong. I made a botch in wrestling, I guess, right? I guess you'd call it a botch, right?
Yeah. Link.
Damn, Jersey,
Yeah.
Joyzy Danny. Just
Yeah, your friend. She seems like a very. I even said that in the message to her today on there you go.
There's the other one, right?
Here's the other one. You got to put 2 in there, Lance. You're getting put on blast tonight.
nah, she's
Yeah,
that's I call her my personal assistant. She's always like on top of things when I forget. The right hand woman.
As I said in her message, you seem like a nice girl. That's my word of choice. You seem like a nice person. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I just said seem.
She's a cool chick.
Yeah, she seems like a very cool chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's my cup. That's my pencil. My pencil cup. My Ghostbusters cup. It used to be a regular coffee cup, and my mom's like, that cup's too big. You'll take all the coffee in the house. Oh, Mama Ortiguez, telling me right and wrong.
Was the reboot of The Craft lame for you? After not having a sequel 25 years later with your lost twin, Rosa Bulk back in the day, the original ended with her character. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Oh, I heard it's.
the reboot of it.
I
Not
heard it's
because I don't want to, because I don't have time. And the certain reboots and remakes of movies are not made for our generation to begin with. So I'm going to let the younger audience have their movie, have their fun, and I'll just stick to the original. One day I'll watch a remake of it, but not on my agenda anytime soon.
I totally understand that. I totally hear what you're saying. I heard some mixed stuff about that movie. It came out during the quarantine, and I like the original Craft. I'm a big Nev Campbell fan. That was my wifey during my teen years. You know, what can't go wrong with Nev Campbell?
All the Scream movies.
Yeah, all those Scream movies. And she's back for the new one. So Nevi's back. My friend keeps making fun of me at work. Oh,
So is Dewey. So is Dewey.
My friend said, what if Nev dies? I'm like, Nev dies, I cry. I go walk out the theater, I need my money back. Or my friend will be like, oh, remember that bet I told you that she's gonna die eventually? No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does anybody have any more questions for our lovely guest? Yikes. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
There
Thunder
we go. Uh-oh.
You could tag
It's not me this time.
any wrestler, who would it be? There it goes. All right. If I could tag team with any wrestler, who would it be?
Because remember, there's women's tag team champions now. So.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Just for hair purposes, I'm gonna go with Ruby Red.
Oh, yeah.
My hair was the same color.
I could see you tagging with Ruby. Yep. I totally make that merch. I could see that merch.
My cat is on my stove. Sorry.
I could see that. I could see you doing like
I
some
see,
kind of.
I see the resemblance. You and Ruby.
I could think of the tag team name right now. Have John sing the theme song. I'd do the Dark Rubies. How about that name? Dark Rubies.
I see you and Damien and what's his name? I get Scarlett and Karrion Kross as a stable. I see that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, difficulties are going on right now. Yeah.
Why would you want to add Damien? You could just have the two females. Remember, she'd be heels, so she'd break off with Damien and be like just those two, the dark rubies.
The Dark Rubies.
The dark rubies. Their jackets would be like black with like green stones on them. There you go. See, I just came up with your whole jackets, like a leather jacket, sleeveless leather jacket with like black, the green stones, or like leather jacket.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? But that's our other cohort of the Dudes at Ringside. It's Cold and Buried. He always comes on the show, and you ever guessed? I told him guess first. Yeah. We don't know how long we're going to be on today, so.
See, I guess we can ask you some non-wrestling questions now. I got some non-wrestling questions. If you want. Do you like Pokemon?
Down.
You like Pokemon?
Do I like Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a favorite legendary or no?
Not really. I mean,
No.
I like the cute characters from the very early generations. So
yeah.
But Psyduck's like that's my favorite. He has my heart.
Mm-hmm. Joe, you have anything else or that's it?
If you had a chance to go back to the beginning of your career, would you change anything you did in your career that you knew, like change any part of it? Or would you have kept it all the same?
The only things I would change would be like superficial things. Like I would not overpluck my eyebrows because I overplucked a lot. So now I got like bald spots in my eyebrows. I would do my makeup better. I definitely think I would be making better fashion choices ringside. But everything else I would do the same. Even the shitty stuff. Because again, the shitty stuff makes up who I am now and where I am now. And I think it'd be completely different if I changed any tiny little thing. You know?
If you guys had the choice,
things I'd change.
If you guys had the choice to go to AEW or WWE, which would it be? You had the choice. Neither. You just stay on the indies, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, when I started, I didn't even want to do WWF. I wanted ECW, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when that folded, it was just, you know what? That's it. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I didn't want to be the person always on the road like they are and having to do what they say and look how they want me to look. Like that was never my thing, you know. Like Ring of Honor maybe back then, but it wasn't a big deal to me. I stuck around the indies. I was going to live and die in the indies, and I was fine with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I don't have any more questions, Metal. Do you want to end the show?
Yeah, we can end the show. It's kind of getting choppy anyway. So
okay.
Where can the people find you?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
All right.
But you want to
everybody can follow me on Twitter.
Like well, if you want to plug anything,
So-
plug it now. You know, like Instagram, anything.
Yeah. If anyone wants to follow me, you can hit me up on Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram at the same handle, which is at Viva Foxy. That's VIVAFOXY. Instagram is the best way to follow me. I post more there. If you want to support my journey to an editor for the book, as well as get a bunch of bonus content for the book, like matches that I've done that no one's ever seen before, soundtracks for the book, and much more, you can support me at patreon.com/foxxy, as well as any fun merch at vivafoxyfoxy.threadless.com. And be sure to check out my other podcasts, Nerdfighters Rebooted and Manic Mixtape, on Twitch TV/DanLaw83, which is nerd culture and then one all about music. And that's it.
That's it. All right. And this is the Dudes at Wrestling podcast. We'll see you next time.
And I would like to say,
thank you so much for coming
Go
on.
to Panther Jr. saying good night. And I would like to thank my grandfather, my cousin, and my uncles for lighting the way for all Latino wrestling. And thank you. Thank you, Foxy, for coming on my show. It's an honor.
It's an honor.
I always close the show with my thank you to my grandfather. But we would like you to say good night to the audience.
Right.
All right, everybody watching right now, Dudes at Ringside, thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you guys for chit-chatting. It was a blast.
Thank you.